This next poem is about smoking cigarettes. I roll my own cigarettes, so it's kind of a poem about the process of rolling and then smoking a cigarette. So it's called Communion. Step outside. Open your tobacco pouch. Take a pinch. Not too much. Place it in the paper. Massage the leaves, correcting their meter. Exact editing preferred. Now, carefully, roll it snug, but not so tight. Never strangle the art. Lick the gummed edge, then turn one more time. Sealed. Does the perfect cigarette exist? Some have leaves protruding, falling out, scattered. Some bulge, here or there, or suffer staleness. Oh, to know perfection, it must be experienced. Light up, inhale, deep, to a place that burns. Let it intoxicate, pulse through arteries. Each drag, long, slow, lingering, then released casually to careless currents. Paper peels back as flame overtakes it, leaving fragile ash as fleeting evidence of this communion. All right, I have a couple of haiku poems for you. This first one I wrote after the earthquake and tsunami in Japan, so it's sort of, I guess it's dedicated to Japan. Rumbling rocks beneath throw tsunami white-capped waves, stealing kind children. And this next haiku is it's about thunderstorms. Jagged radiance illuminates cloud-dark skies. Unrelenting storms march. Thanks. Okay, guys, I have two more poems for you. This next one is called The Tank. It's about this old truck that my dad gave me when I turned 16. It was a 65 Ford. It was huge. Everything was steel. It had a 3-speed transmission with the shifter on the columns. And so this is about learning how to drive that truck and its creaky old manual transmission. It's called The Tank. Me and my old man drove out there Saturday afternoon. Narrow blacktop, all hills, no speed limit. Rural water tower number 17 stood in a lonely wood, casting an odd shadow across the road. He stopped the tank, handing me the keys. I jumped as the steel driver's door slammed behind me. Son, I ain't driving home, and I sure as hell ain't walking. I turned the key and feathered the gas. The old Ford lurched back to life, sucking sweet-smelling sustenance from a single-barrel carburetor. The first kill was fast, violent. My legs seemed no match for the creaking clutch spring. Remember what I told you? Yeah, Dad, I get the theory. I didn't actually say that. More like a mumbled, okay. Somehow, maybe hours later, we arrived back at the highway. "You ready, son?" My response? Killing the engine again. A few minutes later, as I was moving the column shifter into third, I thought I heard, "Good job." Probably just the wind. Thank you. Okay, this is my last poem. It's called "Dying Breath." It was inspired by a poet that I like named Young Lee, and there's a reading of his that he gave at UC Berkeley that is on YouTube that I watched. And, before he read, he talked about how all speech is done with the dying breath, like because you're exhaling when you speak. That's the dying breath, and like inhaling gives you life. So that's the inspiration for this one. Dying breath. As I lay on poetry's deathbed, exhaling my essence into these simple words, I ask one last thing. A selfish request, a dying man's plea. Take these orphans, feed them, give them care. As you lay, someday, on your own deathbed, breathing your mortality, remember. Remember the airs I gave you. Offer them up, not as a sacrifice, but as a gift to new foster parents. Thank you.